last night, the triumphant return of the product herself, Angel Reese.
Chicago Sky have had an extremely disappointing 2025 season. I'm telling you right now, it was horrible.
That was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen.
Angel Reese destroyed on live TV by Chicago Sky fans. Shocking footage. Angel Reese just lived every athlete's worst nightmare, torched by her own Chicago Sky fans in real time. Her big comeback should have been a celebration, but instead nearly 3,000 empty seats screamed louder than the crowd. The cameras didn't miss a thing, and the uncomfortable vibe that turned an ordinary game into a brutal, viral moment.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game. And
This is the moment that's going to haunt Angel Reese for a long time. The press conference heard around the WNBA. A reporter asks a simple, fair question. Do you still stand by what you said last year, that people watch women's basketball because of you too?
Welcome back, Reese. So pretty.
Caitlin Clark comes in and is immediately the biggest star in the league. Immediately. And merchandising in every other way.
And instead of owning it, instead of doubling down or even explaining herself, she gives two little words that sent shockwaves across social media. Next question. That's it. No defense, no numbers, no energy, just a cold dodge. The room froze. Reporters stared, fans clipped it, and within hours it was everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube with fans laughing, not cheering. Those two words told a bigger story than any highlight reel could.
So, Angel, of course, so happy to be back, and she was welcomed back by so many fans. Oh, dearly beloved.
yeah, obviously, like I said, they understand that this is the priority. Obviously, there's no place for this, and they preach. I think 2 days before they put out No Hate, No Speech.
And here's why it's blowing up. This wasn't some random reporter stirring trouble. This was Angel Reese's own quote from 2024 coming back to her. Right after LSU's championship run, when she was at the center of a heated rivalry with Caitlin Clark, she confidently told the world, "People watch women's basketball because of me, too." It was bold, it was loud, and it made headlines. She positioned herself not just as a great player, but as a reason the entire sport was thriving. That's the kind of line that sticks. And when you say something that big, the receipts will come due.
The official attendance, wow.
But here's the problem. When you put yourself in the same breath as Caitlin Clark, you better have numbers to back it up. And the numbers aren't kind to read. Last year, Chicago Sky home games averaged around 8,000 fans. Meanwhile, every Indiana Fever game with Clark sold out. Gainbridge Fieldhouse packed over 17,000 fans night after night. And it doesn't stop there. 6,373.
6,373 fans showed up last night.
Reese went back to her old stomping grounds this preseason, LSU, where she built her brand and won a title. The hype should have been massive. Instead, barely 6,000 fans showed up to an arena that holds over 13,000, less than half full. That's not star power. That's a wake-up call. So when that reporter asked if she still believed she was a major draw, all eyes were on her. This was her chance to remind everyone why she said it in the first place. But instead of owning the moment, she passed. Next question.
The WNBA, our team and our organization has done a great job supporting me. I've had communication from everyone, from so many people across this league, and being able to support me and going through this whole process. Obviously, it could happen to me, it could happen to anyone.
And that single dodge opened the floodgates. Clips of the press conference went viral because it confirmed what people were already whispering. Maybe the hype doesn't match the numbers. Chicago Sky fans weren't angry, they were disappointed. You could almost feel them saying, "Talk less, show more."
A lot of Angel Reese fans are not basketball fans, and they are proving it.
This isn't to say Ree isn't talented. She's a champion, a competitor, and she brings energy. But when you make claims that big, the public is going to measure you by more than just points and rebounds. They're going to look at ticket sales, TV ratings, jerseys sold. And this season, Clark was breaking records in every category.
Is this a championship team? This is a team who makes every game a home game. We talked about the t-shirt that they are currently selling on the Indiana Fever's team store.
She's selling out 15,000-seat arenas in 45 minutes. Her jersey was the second biggest seller in all of basketball in 2024, right behind Steph Curry. 41 of the Fever's 44 games are nationally televised this season. That's more exposure than some NBA teams get. The league is literally moving games to bigger arenas because of her. That's the kind of star power that doesn't need words.
So you know the basketball superstar Caitlin Clark. She is in the Women's National Basketball Association. Big star, huge star, brilliant player. Okay, she's on the Indiana team.
And that's what makes Reese's next question moment sting even more. It wasn't just a refusal to answer. It was a spotlight on the gap between talk and traction. Fans wanted to cheer for her confidence, but they're seeing empty seats. They're hearing bold statements without the evidence to back them up. And when the biggest rival in your sport is pulling in celebrities, million-dollar TV contracts, and record-breaking attention, every dodge looks bigger than it is.
Taking the high road or trying to say the right things in these interviews, she doesn't. Whether she's saying what's on her mind or not, it doesn't always come across as likable. It doesn't come across as something relatable. It comes across as she is trying to also get that same spotlight, that same notoriety as Caitlin Clark.
That's why this press conference went nuclear. It wasn't the question. It wasn't even the answer. It was what the answer exposed. That bold claim from 2024, "People watch because of Me Too," is now being measured against packed houses, sold-out merch, and national hype that's all going to someone else. Chicago Sky fans aren't cruel. They just want results. They want to believe the face of their team is more than a headline. And when they see a player duck the very conversation she started, it feels like the trust breaks a little.
Apparently, there's some jealousy that might be manifesting itself into physical, inappropriate conduct.
This wasn't just a viral clip. It was a turning point. 2 words showed that the hype train needs fuel. And right now, the engine's running light. For Ree, the challenge is clear. It's not about talking anymore. It's about proving. And until those seats fill, until the cameras follow, that next question moment will keep popping up, reminding everyone that words are easy, but numbers don't lie.
You got people that are resentful towards her, but it's really not about her, guys. It's about what she represents.
But the gaps get even uglier when you break down the Gamita game numbers. Chicago Sky versus Minnesota Lens. Chicago pulled just 4,600 fans. Minnesota, a smaller market, pulled 7,600. That's a 000 more, but in seats in a smaller city for a regular game. These aren't the numbers of a player shifting. The culture. These are Tuesday night in February numbers, the kind you scroll past on the ticker. And for a player who once said, "People watch women's basketball because of me, too." Those stats hit harder than any trash talk.
Quote, "I don't know if we can make that same offer."
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is playing in what feels like a completely different league. Iowa's Carver Hawkeye Arena. 15,000 seats gone in 45 minutes. That's not basketball. That's Beatlemania. And when Clark made the jump to the WNBA, the hype didn't just follow. It exploded. Fever games are treated like events, not matchups.
The girl is spectacular. It's not like she's not a scrub. She's not only can play, she's a star caliber player who draws this attention. And maybe it's because that fan base that she has and her being a young white lady contributes to it. So what?
Her jersey sales are outpacing almost everyone sitting right behind Steph Curry. Yes, Steph Curry. Clark's name is above NBA All-Stars and Legends when it comes to merch, which is insane for a rookie. And the media has noticed. 41 out of 44 Fever games are on national TV this season. 93% coverage. That's more than the Lakers get some years. And let's talk money. Preseason tickets going for $600 a pop. That's NBA-level pricing for a league that usually doesn't sniff those numbers. While Angel Reese is dodging questions, Clark is quietly rewriting the business side of the sport.
Ice Cube's literally saying, we sat down, looked at the actual figures, and the draw wasn't there. The fever wasn't there. Oh, no pun intended. Angel Reese was not going to be able to bring in the amount of eyes for the sponsors.
But here's where it gets even messier, the social media spin. Because when the seats are empty and the numbers don't add up, somebody always tries to redirect the conversation. And in this case, Reese's own mom jumped into the fire with a tweet. Some fans celebrate attendance. We celebrate banners. Forget the fans. Look at the hardware.
Wow, I'm not sure any other single, outside of just the pure numbers that we keep showing people, literal numbers.
But that's not how sports work, especially now. Fans want to feel something. They want the energy. They want to believe they're watching history. And when the numbers show the opposite, they talk and they meme quickly. And Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, they did not hold back. Fans clapped back with stats, screenshots, side-by-side photos of Clark's packed arenas versus Chicago's half-empty ones. Memes comparing Reese's next question to someone ducking out the back door of a party nobody showed up to. It wasn't just rival fans either. Even Chicago Sky loyalists were frustrated, demanding energy wins, something to rally around. And that's the thing, Chicago Sky fans aren't villains. They don't hate Angel Reese. They just want the hype to match the output. They want to feel like they're backing a star who's building something big, not one dodging her own quotes.
What should have been a massive, huge day for your sponsors and for your networks is going to be anything but that.
And that's why these numbers sting so much, because for all the noise, the reality is staring right back at her. Empty chairs, quiet arenas, and a fan base waiting for something more than words. While Clark is turning every arena into a headline, Reese is facing the harshest critic of all, the scoreboard in the stands. All right, let's dive straight into it. And I'm going to keep this as conversational and engaging as possible, because this is where the story really takes off. We've talked numbers, we've talked social media chaos, but now it's time to pull back the curtain and really look at why one franchise is thriving while the other is spinning in circles. And trust me, the contrast between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky, it's brutal.
Sponsors assured him Clark coming to his organization would rake in cash hand over fist. But, quote, they didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese.
Let's start with Indiana. These people didn't just draft Caitlin Clark and hope for the best. No, they opened the playbook and went full chess master. They brought in names like Sophie Cunningham, Natasha Howard, and Dana Bonner. Players who don't just fill a roster, they elevate it. It's like Indiana said, we're not just building a team, we're building a movement. Every signing feels intentional, like pieces clicking into place around Clark.